Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are positively into this guy's favorite time of the year, where it's going to be May. We talk about horse racing around here. And I'm cleaning out WNST, and I have all this old stuff. My old employee, Casey Willett, still a friend of mine, wrote to me recently, said, if you have any of the wrestling stuff, keep it for me. And I said, well, that'll be easy to do because I'm already keeping all of the Preakness stuff for Todd Schuler. Welcome in, Todd. How are you? It's been a little while. You threatened for almost a year to send Mark Miller in here. And then once I got him in here, we got to talk about baseball cards and basketball and players and Willie Mays and Hank Aaron. Next thing you know, you got Wally pipped here, I think, last week.
Yeah, but I thought he did a great job, right? I mean, you've been goading him on with high school pictures, with threats to release more pictures.
Well, I knew him 40 years before you did, so it's probably well, for you with this period of time here, and I've asked everybody this vaccine question and sort of where we are. The last couple of days, weeks, I've been going around. I got my first shot. I get my second one next week. Almost normal, like not Preakness normal 2 weeks from now, but like feeling like the draft is this weekend and we're going to get players and we're going to get a schedule and by September, normal, I think. That's my prediction.
I feel cocky. I've got 2 in now. And so, masked up in public and things like that and doing what I'm supposed to do and operating as though I'm not vaccinated. But yeah, I think I want to get to a ball game pretty quick. I'm looking forward to the Kentucky Derby this weekend. Looks like it's going to be 50% capacity. It's going to have the feel of a Kentucky Derby, and so I'm looking forward to seeing that. I'm looking forward to seeing the Oaks on Friday, and I'm basically feeling normal. I mean, we're mostly all double vaxxed here in the office, and with a straggler or two. But yeah, I'm feeling normal. I feel like I'm eager to get back to normal, and it's
whatever that is. Like I've started to put stuff in my calendar. Like I described last year, early April, pretty early on. It was very clear nothing was coming back, right? So I had to go into my calendar and eliminate everything. This last 10 days, I started putting stuff in. There's like a concert in August. There's some stuff happening, and I'm popping it in the calendar, and I'm thinking this might actually happen. Like M3 is at Merriweather, 4th of July. It might happen.
I have Busch Gardens on my calendar in August, and that's 4 or 5 months from now. I'm saying all this as I'm getting a tickle in my throat. You watch.
Loch Ness Monster, baby.
The old Loch Ness Monster. It's hard to believe I'd be in a crowded theme park in 4 months, but it's hard to believe we'd be here 4 months ago. So, it looks like it could be a thing, and there ought to be that reward, right? Like if we're getting vaccinated, don't we get to go back to normal? Isn't that what we've been waiting for? It feels I'd love to go back and look at our conversations from April of 2020 and see what we were thinking at that point. But now it feels like it did feel a little weird there. But I
haven't hugged anybody in 14 months. It's still pretty weird.
I'm going hugs. I'll be 2 weeks in. Saturday before Preakness, and then I'm going full hugs. Of course, again, I've got this tickle in my throat.
Is it 2 weeks? Is that the rule?
That's what they say, but I understand you're like 80% at the after 2 weeks after the first one. So.
Oh, I'm at 80 already? Oh, well, look at that, baby. No wonder I feel so good. Todd Schuler is here. Blondell Miller Schuler, damngoodlawyer.com. He's got a tickle in his throat because, dude, you were doing too many depositions. Too many people are getting in accidents. Too many people are driving crazy. I talked to Mark about that a couple weeks ago. I saw people drag racing literally on 95 around Columbia a week and a half ago. Drag racing.
Yeah, the crazies are still out there. Nobody drove for long enough that some very bad habits were developed. A lot of texting,
including not giving tickets for driving too fast, apparently.
Very much so. So yeah, the bad habits are still baked in. The people are still getting hurt out there. If you're hurt, please call us. We're here to help. We're right here on Eastern Avenue, where our business has been for 40 years, which is obviously longer than I've been practicing law and almost as long as I've been alive. But it's been Blondell and Associates and on down into Blondell and Miller and Blondell, Miller and Schuler. And here we sit now waiting for your phone call. If you do, in fact, find yourself with one of these drag racers or drive texters or any other people that have not yet gotten back to the rules of the road
I
post
would say you've
pandemic.
seen it all.
Indeed. Uh, yeah, I've seen every kind of crash, every kind of pedestrian and boat crash and motorcycle crash and bicycle crash. It's all come through in my 20 years or
I've
so.
seen one jury that I was on, and I told that story to Mark last week. I will not tell it again. And it was an auto accident. It was a mess. Um, I respect what you guys do, and I certainly understand how insurance companies are out to bang you because I saw that when my wife was dying twice. So, Todd is here. So I want to talk. You're one of the few friends I have that's really horse racing oriented to that degree where like the Derby, you might get a sprig of mint this weekend and work yourself a julep
No
Saturday
question.
afternoon, right?
No question.
Have you been to the Kentucky Derby?
I've not. I've been to Churchill, and I was at Churchill for the Iroquois, which is like one of the 2-year-old stakes races that begins the point system. Uh, most people probably don't know. You used to qualify for the Kentucky Derby by winning money before the Kentucky Derby, and they switched and they assigned points to the winners and the second place runners and the third place runners
For
from
Derby
stake
preps,
races. Yeah, it
literally.
starts in September in the 2-year-old season and it culminates last month in the Wood Memorial and the Santa Anita and the Louisiana Derby, the Arkansas Derby, the Bluegrass Stakes. These are all automatic qualifiers. You get 100 points if you win one of them, and it's fun. I have always surrounded myself in the Pimlico experience and the Preakness experience, and I've talked about my Preakness party all these years. This is the first year, and it was kind of a good byproduct of COVID, where the neighborhood dads, would get together on a Saturday and, outside with a TV and watch some of these prep races. If there was a good stakes race on, we get the dads together. We'd have the little app on our phone and we'd
Well,
be
you get
able
to
to,
know the horses' names, right? Little
yeah, like
little piece of the connection, right?
I'll know more going into this Derby than I've ever known in my life. It used to be you'd find out who won the week before you'd open the newspaper and you'd find out who won the Wood Memorial and who won Santa
See,
Anita.
I have
Those
Dick Girardi. He calls me every January and gives me the Derby winner, and I have it on video, and I ignore it. And then he calls the week of Preakness and says, I gave you Baffert's horse back in February when you called me about the Eagles. So I didn't have Dick on this week, but I'm going to have him on 2 weeks now. But he
Do
did
you
give me
have
a
his
horse.
January pick?
Now
Well,
I had Dick on the week of the Big Ten tournament because Dick is the play-by or the color for Penn State now. He lives in Philly. He's from Rogers Forge. Dick and I worked together at the Sports First and the News American in 1984.
well,
So have it that. Um,
we were
but yeah,
going
he's
to
all prepped up.
we talked about the Derby futures bet, which is something that I've never done, but a horse named Midnight Bourbon finished second in the Louisiana Derby, and he'll run at about 20-1 on Saturday. But we had discussed, that was the big conspiracy of the neighborhood dads. Like, are we betting Midnight Bourbon in April or in March? And, like seeing because you
What would
bet
you have
longer
gotten on
odds.
him in April or March?
We'd have gotten 40 or 50-1, and he's probably going to go off at about 20-1. So he didn't really hurt himself in the Louisiana Derby. There's a horse named Hot Rod Charlie who is going to be one of the big favorites that won the Louisiana Derby and beat him. So maybe our odds wouldn't have been much longer then, but we love the name. There's also a lot of Midnight Bourbon in the neighborhood. Um, so yeah, he's kind of been our buddy. And then
It's amazing how much the name of a horse will affect your ability to bet for it, right?
here's another runner
When
on
a horse is
Saturday.
called charismatic, how do you not bet for it on that
Right,
horse?
it reminds me of you, but Bourbonic. So if you want to go the Bourbonic, Midnight Bourbon Bourbonic 1-2 punch won the Wood Memorial at 72-1. And dumb lawyers like me don't hit a lot of horses for 72-1. But again, if you name them after bourbon, then probably I'm going to take a shot at
You're gonna get
it. And
attention. I understand.
yeah, sure enough. So we did good in the Wood, and I hit the Preakness and the Black Eyed Susan last year. So I'm looking to keep that magic going.
I'm gonna pull up my old Derby pictures. You ready? This is me and my wife at the Churchill
Yeah.
Downs, 2004. I was a little heavier. You like my Maryland tie though, right? You like that?
Yeah,
That's
you
a
look great. You look
legitimate.
great.
legitimate your red outfit there. I think I've done some other things. This is another year. My wife. This is the Derby. I thought it might have been a Belmont. That's a little Jerry Garcia tie that I had there. My wife. Check out that hat. Doesn't she look beautiful? My wife there.
She's hot. Yeah, you're doing great there.
Derby
And
Day, and then this is another. This is Churchill Downs. This is the other Kentucky Derby. There we go, 2004. So that's the same hat. And then that's when she was in red. You can see the Kentucky Derby behind us there. So we had our fun. I had a few minstrels. I ran into. Do you know who this is? This is Carson from Queer Eye for the Straight Guy.
Yeah, you give it up in the comments, but yeah.
Yeah, he wound up like complimenting my couture. So I thought that was the greatest thing in the world, that the Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, I ran into him. And this is the one we don't show a whole lot, but this is me and Coach Billick at the Coach. 2000 Kentucky Derby. You can see I'm holding the Kentucky Derby, and you can see that I clearly got this outfit from Sweet Daddy. I did 6 derbies, maybe 7 derbies. I got to do the math on that.
Right? Don't you want Pimlico to look like that? Don't you want to?
Yeah, man, we had good times. I met Bo Derek on at the Kentucky Derby.
Was she a 10? Was she a 10?
She was absolutely 10. You know, she's married to the guy from Sex and the City, the boyfriend. Did you ever watch Sex and the City?
Not the
John
DJ
Corbett. He looks a little bit like me. Good looking guy. Got my hair at least. But she's married to John Corbett. I bet you didn't know that. So I thought I could find my Bo Derek picture, but I can't find it. I think Bo Derek had to think about not staring at the camera. So in every picture she's ever in, if you take a picture with her, she stares away. That's kind of the Bo Derek thing. Yeah, I think so. At least
you got to have a thing, right?
I've had good times at the Kentucky Derby, dude. Like I went with Marvin Lewis one year. Everyone calls him Tubby because they thought he was Tubby Smith. So in Kentucky, he was allowed to be Tubby, and in Ohio, Tubby was allowed to be him. That was kind of
with it, right?
And Tubby's from Maryland. Tubby's a Maryland Eastern Shore guy. So so I've had great Derby experiences, man, in the Phoenix Hill, and there's a great band called the Velcro Pygmies. You want to you Google them? They did your kind of music. You and Cal, 80s Hairspray rock band.
The Kelly Bundy classics.
Really, really good. The Velcro Pygmies. If you ever get a chance to see the Velcro Pygmies at a frat bar, do it. Kentucky Derby is here. Todd Schuler is here. He's getting ready for the Preakness. Now, the Preakness, you do crawfish, right? That's your thing. We'll do that 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, we're going to tone her down and not do the crawfish this year. Too communal in activity, like we're going to have a very limited pared down Preakness party.
Can we do lobster? I'll come over.
Maybe your wife might be able to
get some crabs and costas or something and bring them down. Come on,
man. It's the hovering over the table thing. I think we're going to get a couple of the neighborhood dads have been working on a smoker. One guy's a body man, so it's all chrome. It's one of these 100-gallon oil tanks from your basement that you get the home heating oil in. It's a thing of beauty. So we're going to see how that thing
I'll just come over and eat it. You just let me know what time to stop. I don't know that I'm going to Preakness. I don't. Those people that run the track, they're really trying to wreck everything. Like they don't even invite me. I don't even have a contact with their media department. Like I haven't even gotten a press credential. Like I don't know who the hell's running. Anybody knows Sal Sinatra? Tell him I'm looking for him. All right.
And
just let him.
Here's one for me. If anybody knows who wholesales the Preakness glasses, this is where we're going to make our money, Nestor. We're going to go to the warehouse. We're going to bring these in, and we're going to knock on doors at little restaurants, all the people that sponsor you. And we're going to say, you think you could sell 50 of these things in a season? You can get them everywhere in Louisville, right? You've been to Churchill. They have the whole store right there in Churchill. You could buy the 1975.
Look, I've been on this
right there.
Hang on a minute. I went to my first Oaks in 1997. Okay. I never heard of the Oaks. Just so you know, like I was going to the Preakness in the 80s and doing the beer and the fun. And I did things in the infield that are between me and my creator at this point, right? And they shall remain that way. But in 97, I went to my first Derby and I did the Oaks, and I didn't even know what the Oaks was. The better looking girls were at the Oaks. I was single then, right? So the Oaks was the day that the secretaries and all the young people would get tickets from their fathers and whatnot. And it was all like a giant party. I was in the paddock area at the Oaks, and I'm like, I'm 28 years old time. And I'm drinking a drink and I'm having a have, and I'm there and I'm like, the sun's setting. It's Friday. It's not even the Derby. It's only Friday. Right, and I'm not inebriated. Sure. I'm just there. And I'm like, I'm never not coming to this event ever again. Like Super Bowl, World Series, all Final Four, all. I'm never not going to the Derby again the rest of my life. Now, I probably made it the next decade that I went every year. My wife went 3 or 4 times early in our marriage.
Right,
Took a
right.
couple of different girlfriends at that point in my life that went to the Derby with me at the turn of the century. The year War Emblem won. My ex-girlfriend Robin, we were there together, Millionaires Row, the whole deal, right? Um, the Derby's the greatest event, and I would tell anybody that it's my favorite event, bar none. There's no second place, and I haven't been in a long time.
Well, let's
Um,
get that on the calendar. We actually were going to try and go for my brother-in-law's 40th
dude, I
this
will go
year.
to the Kentucky Derby with
We
you next
COVID,
year.
like we were ready to go in like December, like this is all going to blow over by then. And then it just kept getting worse and worse. It was like, we're not going to Kentucky, are we? But yeah, let's make it happen. I used to meet Mark for probably 15 years. It's probably why we have a firm together. We'd go to the Black Eyed Susan together. But in those days, there was like 8 people there.
Yeah,
You could bring your
it wasn't
own.
the Pink Festival. So what I wanted to tell you about this is '97. I discovered the Oaks. I discovered the weekend. Like kids don't go to school on that Friday. It's a holiday, right? Like
Right, right, yeah.
everybody's off, right? And all I could do was come back here on the radio and try to tell Bob Loeffler and other people and whoever the mayor was and the governor at the time, it's turn of the century, right?
This
And
is
say
what you
like,
could have.
well, you people, what, you're effing this all up. These
Yes.
Bud Light nights that we used to have down here, Rash Field, the crab races at Lexington Market, and I'm going to be over there doing a thing with Nancy to kick off the crab cake tour in 2 weeks. Um, I don't know what to say. Like, of all the things this city has screwed up, and we screwed up a lot of things, like letting the horse race not be
It
the
should be all week.
centerpiece of our spring. It should be a festival. It should be all about the city, all about the region. It should be all about crabs. It should be all about Black Eyed Susans.
Right.
It should be all about the economy. It should be all about pride. It should be all about the Orioles. It should be all about the Ravens. It should be all about the Terps. It should be all about the racing industry. It should be all about Under Armour. It should be all about all of that. And I'll have you on 2 weeks from now. We'll bitch all over again.
They
But
aren't
the
running.
people that own the track, I'm the only guy. Like, who else? I've been going to the Preakness for 40 years. They don't even send me an email. They don't even send me, do you want guests on the show? Like, they're lost. And the city, as it pertains to the race, is lost. It's
They,
insane.
they're not running horses this weekend for the Kentucky Derby at Pimlico. Why aren't we going to Pimlico, betting all day live, betting simulcast? I guess
Getting
I could go
dressed
to
up, having
Timonium.
that juleps, the whole
Yeah,
deal,
yeah,
right?
and betting the Derby on simulcast and watching horses run around the track in the sunshine. That should be a thing. Don't cut me off before I give you my Oaks pick, though. I know who's going to win the Kentucky Oaks, and I've never had the opportunity to go on radio and to make
I
a
was there
prediction.
back in the day when Silver Bullet Day won with Bob Baffert. How about that? I don't know
There
what
you
year
go.
that was, but like I can give you names of Oaks winners. So yes, go ahead. Please do. Tell me about the Phillies on Oaks Day.
I'm trying to think of there was a Kentucky Oaks winner that won the Preakness not long ago. Rachel Alexandra won the
That's
Oaks
correct.
and then beat the boys 2 weeks later in Pimlico. But Crazy Beautiful. If you want a fun YouTube, look up Crazy Beautiful in the Gulfstream Oaks last month. She's a gray horse. She is as crazy beautiful as advertised.
I had a friend that went that day on my Facebook page.
Oh, down at Gulfstream?
Yeah.
It was, I mean, of course they run the Florida Derby that day, but it's the race before that, and she came from seven deep at the final pole and took them all out. It was a great late speed. I said that day, of course I had a couple of dollars on her in my little app, and I like to follow horses. Like once you've won one for me, I'm with you. I was half rooting for Darren O'Day against the Orioles, just because I had pulled, like so. So for those reasons, yeah, Crazy Beautiful. There's a couple of Pletcher horses that are probably favored above her, but I think she's going to pull it off.
Todd Schuler is here. He loves the ponies. We love the pony. Kentucky Derby's this weekend, and of course, Preakness 2 weeks from now. Blondell Miller Schuler is damngoodlawyer.com. Tell me what you do, other than if you get in an auto accident, you probably should call you. Like literally, like that would be a good place to start.
Absolutely, because calling us doesn't cost any money. So if you have some advice, if you don't know if you have a case, we're going to let you know. We turn cases away all the time. We advise people. This may not be a workers' comp case, but here are some other avenues you may consider. This might not be a construction accident by the way you called us in on it, but we might have a couple of other avenues that you might go down, and we're happy to talk to you. We're happy to bring you in and sit you down and go through everything with you. And so, yeah, absolutely give us a call. All consultations are free. Mark's been doing this 30 years. I've been doing it 20 years. Our office has been here 40 years. Our office staff has been here 40 years, and the institutional knowledge that is sitting right down the hall from me right now is it can't be matched at any law firm in Baltimore County.
I'm looking over your shoulder and I'm trying to get all. That's Enos Cabell, I think. Like if I have to guess, that's Enos Cabell. I see Earl. I see Paul. I see the normal, but I see Don Baylor in the back upper left row.
This is 76.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
think
yeah.
it's
Okay, so
76
hold on. I'll
we
tell you.
think this is
That's
Reggie.
Okay, that's Reggie. I see that. That's Gritch. I see Gritch. I see Belanger on the top row. I see Palmer below him. Is that Enos Cabell on the far right next to Palmer?
You're the man if you know. I don't. You got me beat on that. Weaver and the Bowman down
I think
below.
that's Enos Cabell. Maybe it's Paul Blair. I don't know. I'm trying to look at
right here, right?
Yeah, I don't know who that's supposed to be.
It could be Paul Blair.
The catcher, it looks to be Dave Duncan. I think that's Dave Duncan. Yeah.
Mark.
I see the Sensei's in the middle. Yeah.
Okay. I'm a hair younger than you, right? So this is not exactly my era, but I sure like it. It sat in my dad's basement for 30 years, and when my dad passed away, I dug it out.
That's a hell of a piece there, man. Your dad was cool, no doubt about that, man.
Looked pretty good, right?
You moved Johnny U's piece out of there. That's good. Todd, take care of yourself this week. I hope we get to Pizza John's, get some pizza here soon, right? I mean, we get a crab cake coming up. I'm going to be at Pizza John's for a crab cake, I think the first week of June, okay?
Okay.
And it won't be that weekend in July where they close. I did that last year. I swear to God. I was on the Spaghetti Junction ramp. I got in my car, and I was hankering a pizza. My wife was out of town, and I was, like, driving, and I realized, like, oh, my – I called them to order the pizza. I called in the car, 687-7733, number, right? So yeah, it's right here. It's on the 687-7733. I call them. And I get the recording, and I'm like, I'm the idiot that's been going to Pizza John's for 50 years, knowing it's closed in July, and I tried to go get a pizza. And I'm their spokesperson. I'm an idiot. So either way, I won't do that. We'll be there in June, all right?
Come on by. Make sure you let us know when, and we'll meet you out there.
I'm going to get some pepperoni on my pizza, but I am going to have a crab cake because I had one about 6 months ago. They're good. They're excellent. I'm trying right now. You can appreciate this. I'm trying not to eat a whole lot of crab cakes right now. This minute.
Save yourself up, get your energy, and then when it's time, you're going to be just clobbering crab cakes.
Are you old enough to remember when Fink ate the hot dogs and meatballs?
No.
Okay, it was Fink against the stomach. So he ate a lot of hot dogs.
I'm thinking Cool Hand Luke and the eggs, but that's where my head is on that.
All right, you're probably thinking 4th of July and the chestnuts guy, right?
There you go. Yeah, right.
He's probably not eating hot dogs today, getting ready for it. He's probably waiting, right? Probably, right? So I'm figuring with the crab cake thing, I'm going to do 30 and 30 days in August. And people are like, how are you going to do that? And I'm like, I'm going to have a turkey sandwich for lunch. I'm going to have like a bagel I'm going to mix things up. I'm going to get different sides. I'm not going to get French fries and coleslaw everywhere I go. I'm going to get different kinds of beer. So, I mean, other than the 6 to 8 ounces of crab cake I eat every day, everything else about the experience is going to be different every day. And every crab cake's going to be different. And I'm going to look forward to it because it's going to be a crab cake I've never had. I'm not even going to know what they're bringing me. They're just bringing me a crab cake. Broiled, fried, pimento, celery seed, whatever it is. So I'm not freaked about it, but I've really been in the mood for crabs. Like cracking them and eating them.
Yeah,
so this is the week. Once it gets 85 and I get a walk or two in me, I will be at Costas getting crabs this weekend. Pete knows that. Nick knows that. Everybody knows that. So it's my week.
All right. Make it happen. And
summer in Baltimore, hon.
Don't forget my girl on Friday. Crazy Beautiful.
Crazy. What's she going to pay? What's she, 8 to 5 or something?
15 to 1.
Really?
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a couple Pletcher horses run, I guess I didn't watch where they came from, but I watched that Gulfstream day on, and she came through for me.
Crazy Beautiful. Hard to bet against a horse called Crazy Beautiful, right?
Watch the YouTube clip. Watch her come from nowhere. I mean,
Crazy
she's buried.
Beautiful, like my wife. We brought that
like
up
your
earlier.
wife, like my wife.
Todd Schuler, she's a Browns fan, but she's still beautiful. That's fine.
No doubt.
I did Cleveland radio this week, and they were asking me, "Do you take us seriously now?"
Yeah,
I said, "You're
no,
still
not yet.
drafting in front of us.
Not yet.
You're
Yeah,
still
yeah.
drafting in front. Last I checked, you can screw our draft up. Hey, happy drafting to you. Happy cicada eating. I'll see you next week. All right. Todd Schuler, Blondell Miller Schuler, they are damngoodlawyer.com and right on Eastern Avenue in Essex. I've been passing them for like all my lifetime. We are WNST.net, having wise conversations. We used to call them intelligent conversations. We eat better, we spend less. We are Baltimore Positive.com.